47% of marriages are breaking because one of the partner have really bad anger management issue. Now this figure is not just high, but it's very alarming as well because our relationship are affected because of our anger management. In fact, I've heard so many of women complaining that they are so scared of their partners, they can't even get close to them. In fact, they can't even share their emotions and feelings with them. And not only them, but even the kids are scared of their partners. Now, don't you think that this is a very high time we start taking some action and try and resolve this problem? We will discuss this a lot more in details. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. What's up, people? Welcome back. This is Imtiyaz from Fitbash. So, as we were discussing anger management, right? So, when we are angry, we just say anything. Most of the time, we just say most irrelevant thing or most nasty things, and at the end, we go and regret. And we just end up saying, or we just give an excuse by saying that I can't control my temper. But I don't believe in that because anger or temper is also just a kind of a feeling. Just like you, when you are happy, that's a feeling. When you are sad, that's a feeling. Or when you are in love, that's a feeling. So just like that, even being angry is a feeling, and we can control our feeling. Now, let me give you a simple example that will tell you, and I can justify my point as well, that how you can control your temper. Imagine you are at work and you have an argument with your boss, and your boss is telling you off, he's yelling at you, he's shouting at you, and he's trying to insult you in front of your colleagues. Now, obviously, you are feeling angry and you are feeling like yelling back at him and answering him back, or even you feel like slapping him. But do you actually do that? Answer me honestly. You don't, right? Why? Because he's your boss. You can lose your job. But what happens when you have an argument with your wife or with your husband? You don't even think twice before slapping your wife. Or you don't even think twice before saying any nasty things to your husband. And do you really think how they must be feeling at that point, the way you treat them? Let me tell you a story, and you'll understand exactly what I'm trying to say. There was a boy. He really had bad anger management. He was really angry kid. And he always used to fight with his sister, with his mom, with his friends, and always used to come back home angry. But he was a very good painter. And there was a garden outside his house, and there was a wall in front of that garden. And every time he used to fight with someone or he used to feel angry, he'll just go near that wall. He'll sit there and he'll start painting. He'll start painting some beautiful pictures, and he loved to decorate that wall. So every time he used to be angry, he used to go near that wall and start decorating that wall. And one day, he was fighting with his sister and he was telling really bad things or really nasty things. He was swearing at his sister. So his dad walked in and he took him outside to the garden and he said, "Son, from next time, anytime you feel angry or anytime you fight, you're gonna hammer this nail into this wall. This is your punishment." So obviously that boy loved that wall. He wanted to decorate that wall. So he could never expect or he could never accept that fact that he's gonna do this thing. But because he loved his dad so much, and he couldn't say no. So he promised his dad that from next time or next day, every time he feel angry or anytime he's fighting with someone, he'll take this nail and he's gonna hammer into this wall. Next day, third day, week, month, every time he used to fight, he'll take a nail, he'll go and hammer into that wall. Now, obviously, because he loved that wall so much, it was really difficult for him to do this. So he started controlling his temper. He started controlling his anger. And slowly, the anger started coming down. And one fine day, he didn't have to hammer a nail in that wall. And he was really happy. So he ran to his dad and he told his dad that, "Dad, nowadays I don't feel angry. So I don't have to hammer this nail." So his dad was happy that, "Yes, son, you have achieved something. Now, as a treat, every day when you don't feel angry or you don't fight with someone, you're going to take this nail off from that wall as a treat." So he thought that's a really that's a really good thing. Let's do this. So every single day, whenever he's not fighting or whenever he's not feeling angry, he'll go and take a nail out of that wall. And slowly, after a few months, the wall was without any nail. It was clean. So he was really happy. He went back to his dad And slowly his dad, Dad, see, look at the wall. It's clean. There's no nail on the wall. But his dad said that, yeah, that's fine. You are right. There is no nail on this wall. But what can you see on this wall? And when that boy saw that wall properly, he started crying. And his dad said, exactly, that's my point. That you took off all the nails from the wall, but you have left the mark on that wall. And that the same beautiful wall is not the same now. You have left some marks of the nail and of the hammer. So it's not the same wall. And exactly same thing happens when you fight with your sister or when you fight with your friends. Even though you say sorry, but you leave a wound on them and that will never go. You always leave a mark on their heart and that will never go. So guys, that's the moral of the story. Even though after you fight with your wife or after you fight with your partner or your husband, your sister, your parents, your friends, or anyone, no matter how many times you say sorry, 10,000 times you might say sorry, but it's not gonna remove that mark from their heart. You might say sorry to them, but it's not gonna change anything. And that mark and those wounds are always gonna be there. So that's the problem, right? Now, what's the solution? Let's talk about the solution now. Let's talk practically. Yes, it was a story, it was a fictional story, but let's talk practical solution. How can you control your temper? There are some ways which is proven theory and you can control your temper. And the first and foremost thing is next time when you have argument with your partner, with your wife, husband, all you need to do is create a 3 seconds gap. It's a proven theory. Your first reaction comes within 3 seconds. And if you can control those 3 seconds, you can actually control the outcome, right? So what you need to do is start counting backwards. Start from 10, like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's all you need to do. So actually what happens is you create a gap in your thoughts. There's a gap, there's a vacuum in your thoughts. And now, because you gave the 3 seconds gap, your brain has stopped those vibration of anger and has a new vibration because your brain has started thinking. Now is thinking more rationally. So that initial hyper of your temper is coming down. And now you're feeling a little bit calmer. So now when you react, now when you answer it back, it's not going to be as bad as what you would have answered straight away after 3 seconds. So you need to start counting backwards. And that is a proven theory and that definitely helps. Second thing, what you need to do is anytime you feel angry, anytime you have arguments and you feel like you're losing your temper, all you need to do is think of something really nice habit of your partner. Every person has some good things and some bad things. Forget the bad things. Think of good things. Always think positive. So think of some nice habit of or some nice thing, like let's say if you love your husband's hair or if you love your husband's smile, think of that smile. If you love your wife's makeup or the way she smell, the way she dress, think of that. And that will bring you down, that will calm you down, and that will change your mood suddenly. And instead of getting angry, you will be more calmer. Another thing what you can do is think of a good memory. Let's say think of your honeymoon or your first kiss or your first child or maybe your first car or a house, something happy memory. Those happy thinkings bring sort of a happy mood inside you, and that will change your mood and that will change that feeling of angriness what you have inside. So this is what you need to do. And last and foremost thing is respect your partner. Yes, guys, when you respect someone, you will never ever think or you will never want to hurt that person. So you need to respect them and don't judge them. And these are some ways you can control your temper, guys. If you have someone in your life, consider yourself lucky, because there's so many people in this world who just don't have anyone, who don't have anyone to look after or to hold on to them. And if you have someone, that is a really big thing. So consider yourself really lucky and embrace that person and embrace that relationship and try and hold on to that, because that life is not perfect, guys. No one is perfect in this life, but we all have to make some compromises to make it perfect. And this imperfection makes life so beautiful, right? So, as we say that Rome was not built in a day, so it's the same as a relation. Relation can never be made perfect within one day. It takes time. You have to nurture it. You have to nourish that relation. You have to take care of that relation, and slowly, 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 you can make it work. Guys, before I leave, I like to leave a last note for you guys that the best thing to hold on in life is each other. Hold on to each other, guys, and your life will be beautiful. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. If you like the content, please hit the like button, share, and please remember to subscribe. Now, I'm going to see you in my next video. Till that time, keep shining, keep rising. This is Imtiyaz, signing out.